me ask you something. How good does it feel to f up somebody's parlay?
Yeah, what's that feeling?
So good. So good. I have gotten messages too, though. You lost me all this money, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I promise I lost more. Yeah, like
Oh, he pulled a Mike Tyson?
that was wild.
What the
He should have just got some underhooks instead of biting. To be fair, this guy took the fight late notice.
So, you know what?
Yeah, like we got each other's face. There's like no one around. He's just doing it for the love of the game, which
Yeah.
like, hey,
gotta
Matt's back.
respect,
Yeah,
huh?
some guys are different. Like they got to get in that place before and after. But I'm like, we're gonna punch each other. Well, actually, you are gonna punch me in this case. But you know.
Welcome back to the Casuals. We are a combat sports and MMA show hosted by very, very casual fans. I'm Gilbert. I'm wearing an Armani Exchange jacket because I'm a loser. That is Nick. Beautiful ears. David just spent $30,000 on caviar at McDonald's because he's super rich.
Fantastic. It was only $50. Are you insane?
That's insane.
I'm Armin Sarukian.
You said it perfect, too. Huh?
And then we also
Sarukian.
have a very, very special guest here. I mean, who else has fought over 50 times in a lifetime? Who else has beat Anderson Silva for the most finishes in the UFC middleweight division?
Come on.
I give you the greatest white of all time. The white hoop is the Gerald Meerschaert, the machine.
The dark horse of the division. The
For
man that
real.
your parlays.
Don't bet on his
Time
fight.
you're up. Everybody's like, this guy's gonna my parlay. I know he is.
Honestly, when we
Yes.
do research for the fighters that come in, a lot of the comments that we see from your fights is how you f***ed up someone's parlay or you made their parlay.
Yeah.
Or you made people a lot of
Let me
money.
ask you something. How good does it feel to f up somebody's parlay?
Yeah, what's that feeling like?
So good. So good. So good.
You, dude.
Yeah. One of my favorite things is MMA Guru's rant when I fought Muradov. That was amazing.
Oh,
we have to talk about that one.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I have gotten messages too, though, where a guy will reach out to me, and I only responded like the one time. He's like, "You lost me all this money, blah blah blah," and I was like, "I promise, I lost more." Yeah, like he's like,
More
"I
than
lost-
just money.
Yeah,
dude.
I lost $500, and I told him what I lost. He was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Yeah, fuck you."
Yeah.
Do you get those messages a lot, huh?
Well, this was a little bit earlier when I would like actually look. I don't really look anymore, but that was the one where he asked so directly. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna respond and see what he says. He was like, "Oh, my bad." Like, yeah,
Good luck.
like trust me, it hurt me worse than you.
This took months to get here, dude.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Yeah, well, speaking of that fight, I mean, since we're already here,
Oh, there we go.
what a crazy.
Because this guy had a lot of hype going into the fight,
Yep.
right? A lot of like the opponents that you fought that we talked about earlier.
Yes.
And I'm assuming he was a pretty big favorite going into this fight.
Yeah.
What's
Especially
what's the
drop-
mindset going into fights like this? Like, would you have a guy like this who has a lot of hype and a lot of eyes on him going in? Like, what's the mindset going into camp and going into these fights?
Well, for this one, it was just like really work on your cardio and just be tough and get a hold of them. It's like as long as you don't fight pretty, obviously you can see what's going on right now. 'Cause I'm not gonna have a kickboxing match with him. I'm just gonna keep going forward and slinging leather and eventually get a hold of him. But it was kind of a weird, awkward fight because I don't move a ton and he's bouncing all over the place. And like I remember one point, I didn't really like eye poke him. I had my fingers curved in, and I went to like parry a punch, and he just shoved his face in there and like kind of eye poked himself. And then being a switch stance, I like accidentally kicked him in the nuts once because he like walked. Yeah, he walks into me.
Yeah.
As I'm throwing an inside leg kick, which I don't think he meant to do that, and I obviously didn't mean to kick him in the nuts. But then people are like, "Oh, you're out here fighting dirty." It's like I can't help that he moves like a spaz. Watch.
Especially in the first round, huh? 'Cause it
Backwards
seems like
right into it. Yeah.
everyone's so anxious in that first
Yeah.
couple minutes.
Yeah. Which in like, you know, I can only move so fast. So if he moves into something,
It's his fault.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be all right. He punched me in the face too, so it's all right.
I feel like later on in your career, like you're such a you and Jeff Neal kind of remind me of like the people I say never bet on. Like you don't know what's gonna happen. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Just
Skip
fucking
this
leave
one.
it alone.
Yeah.
As soon as this happens, you're like, there goes the parlay.
Yeah, against your back. Oh.
Oh, he got the back. You're done.
Yeah. Though you could see right before that, my
Adios.
coach, Scott Cushman, he starts clapping as soon as I get to his back. Like he knew it was over. He was like,
Finally!
"Ah, yeah."
Oh, that must feel good just to be like.
Look at that.
How's that defense when he pulls the top of your head as you're choking?
Yeah, excellent. Yeah.
Did you feel proud? Did you almost have?
Yeah.
Were you getting close to letting go?
I was like, man, we might as well just stand up and reset it.
You got the back of my head.
It's a draw.
Yeah.
I saw later on in your career, especially in the last few years, your hands got a lot better. Have you been working a lot on your boxing?
Yeah.
Is that like your for you in terms of like striking, right? Because obviously everybody knows like for your submission, like, when you train. Because I always wondered this too. Like we were talking about it with somebody like Tai Tuivasa, right? He has obviously all the power in the world, like all these Samoans have, but he won't work on this one aspect of his game. So for you, when you train, since you already have the grappling in the bag, is the striking the part that you work on the most in camps?
I try to work on my striking a lot. And in Ty's defense, he's a heavyweight, so it's like...
Not that many grapplers in that division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could just Derek Lewis your way out of the bottom. So
Not good
Sit up.
Yeah, there's a few guys you got to worry about outside of that. You'll probably be okay. You know what I'm saying? So no, I try to work on my hands a lot. For better or worse, I'm probably one of those guys. Like I'm usually better in the gym, and certainly haven't showed it in my last few fights. But something I'm always trying to work on and get better on. I'm obviously always kind of keep the skill sharp for grappling, and then as the fight gets closer, there's certain areas that I know I'm going to work on if I think we're going to be there a lot, or if they're good in a position, like review the defense and go through motions like that. But it's a lot more, especially at this point, I don't need to do as much review on, like, I'm not going to need to learn a new submission. Not saying there aren't new ones all the time, but like, I'm not flexible enough to do buggy chokes. So like that's.
I was gonna ask, you gonna start buggy choking?
Yeah,
people?
no, we're not doing that anymore.
Don't try that.
Yeah, review the basic stuff. Make sure I'm getting back to like trapping hands and doing stuff like that, and securing positions for like an MMA fight and not being too jiu-jitsu-y, and go from there.
It's because I started noticing it specifically on when you fought Bruno Silva, and you cracked him.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Bruno Silva is the guy that moves forward. He likes striking. Was your game plan in that, like, look, we're going to stand here and you're going to bang it out with him? Or did that just happen in the fight?
That kind of just happened. So I got the good takedown in the first round, and I had him down, and it just wasn't enough time to start exploding up and moving. But then he gave me enough distance where it was like, if I have to lunge in on something, that's kind of the danger zone. But if I stay just on the outside, I was fast enough where I could kind of peck at him and irritate him. And it wasn't like the prettiest defense, but sometimes I just bailed out of there and ran to reset because I was like, I don't like this anymore. You know what I mean? So it's better getting punched in the face sometimes. But so then just pecked on the outside, and I was like, okay, I'm winning, I'm doing good. I don't see what I want for a takedown. So I'll just take the kicks and the quick jabs from the outside. And then in the third round or the second round, whatever it was, then I started clinching up with him a little bit because, like, again, he was doing a good job of being far enough away where I didn't have a clear shot in, where there wouldn't be like a knee or a big punch. So then I was like, all right, get in there, clinch with him, and then hit off the clinch, and either I'm going to crack him or I'm going to take him down. And I just ended up cracking him first.
Damn.
I feel like someone with your type of like experience in the octagon, I think like that's kind of where sometimes when they start betting on fighters, they don't ever put so much emphasis in the fact that experience does matter a lot, especially for when you fight a young fighter, right? Like you don't know how much experience matters unless you've watched this sport for so long,
right?
And they kind of like tend to count out a lot of the old dogs. They're like, oh, I'm younger and faster, but you haven't been here as long as I have. So let's see how far you can go in the deep end.
Right. Numbers are generally what dictates the betting lines, I feel like, and like percentages, which makes sense. That's all you really have as far as like strict tactile, like this is, how much this guy wins and how he wins. But to your point with the experience and stuff, you can be really, really fast and really athletic, but it's one of those things, right? It's like, and everyone, even when they see my fights, are like, oh, if he doesn't get finished in the first round, then you got to be worried. It's like, yeah, you can be athletic and fast, but if you don't get me out of there, and it's like, anyone can get knocked out, but if you don't knock me out, I'm going to make your life suck for the next 15 minutes.
For somebody who's like so grappling heavy, right? Is your tactic when you fight to wait it out to get them into the deep end, or are you actually actively trying to finish them in the first?
I'm trying to look for any way I can to get a finish. Like if I don't see something, I'm not gonna open myself up and like get caught with something intentionally. But I'm always looking to like, I want to get to this spot to either get a takedown or I see this strike that I could possibly land. It's just, when the other guy's fresh and I'm not very fast, that's harder to get a hold of them. And then as the fight slows down and they get like a little more like, oh, I got to stay in range a little bit, because MMA is so dynamic with the movement, and it's a lot. You're seeing a lot more guys. They don't directly have like the old school American kickboxing style, but it's getting more to that with the footwork, where it's like a lot of lunging in and out and a lot of distance being covered. Like even if you look at Wonder Boy, I haven't really seen him lose a fight on the feet, except for to Anthony, and that was a very like distinct game plan to get him to not move. But when he's moving around so much and throwing kicks, like that's really hard to beat. Obviously, the answer to that is to wrestle him. But as far as that goes, it's like, I'm faster than people think I am, but like I'm not going to be chasing you around the octagon if I want to take you down.
Yeah.
Like I'm better if if it was a smaller, or when it's a smaller cage, or if guys would like stand in front of each other a little bit more. That's where I practiced a lot, so I'm good there. But it's like the managing distance when it's way far out, and in the first round they got a speed advantage. I got to be a little more careful on that. So that's usually what happens, is I got to wear them down first.
Yeah, because usually in your fights, like once I see you on somebody's back, I can kind of just go off to the next fight.
I'm gonna take a pee break.
I was like, we're done here, and then we move on. So for you, like, what is it about your specific like jiu-jitsu and grappling style that allows you to be so successful? Because you're a specialty person now. And I feel like there was a certain point in MMA where people were being these all-around fighters, and now we're seeing a lot more specialty back again, right? And because your specialty is great, what makes you so successful in that?
I know what it is. Taekwondo.
I was gonna say the mustache.
Do not.
I did.
There it is. I think Taekwondo is the secret to people's good jiu-jitsu. I don't know why. Every time you find out someone's good at jiu-jitsu, like Taekwondo.
Yeah. I literally had during a fight week a Korean thing reach out to me, and they're just like, "Oh, we heard you took Taekwondo." I was like, "Yeah, when I was like 6." Like I did it for a while.
So
like
we want to make you represent the Korean Olympics.
Yeah.
It's like, have you seen my fights?
Yeah. It's like all the crescent kicks.
The classic Meerschaert crescent.
Yeah. I gave it was me and my buddy Biggie. We gave Anthony the look of Wonder Boy getting ready for that fight. So I do a good like karate taekwondo like imitation in the gym. I might bust it out in a fight one day.
Please, dude.
Like,
come on, dude.
I actually like.
We want to see you hands down, bouncing, Machida.
You wouldn't think. You can ask all the guys I train with. Out of nowhere, I'll start doing that shit when I feel spicy, and they're like, "Why are you doing this? You're supposed to be slow."
Zesty today.
Yeah,
maybe that's the key. Maybe that's the next step. Dude.
You guys heard it here. On his retirement fight one day, you're gonna see Wonder Boy come out.
Yeah,
he's gonna land a 720 fucking spinning back kick, dude.
Then you'll go to karate combat.
Wait, was jiu-jitsu your background after Taekwondo? Like, were you like one of those like, middle school, I started doing jiu-jitsu, or later in life?
Not later in life. So I started everything when I was like 19, like as soon as I started college.
Oh, wow.
And I was just very fortunate in that the guys I trained with, we only did everything, and they were good wrestlers, and one of them was a really good wrestling coach. But they embraced jiu-jitsu, and they were even further than that good off their back and didn't mind being on their back, which is especially then, like in 2007, extremely rare for a wrestler to be like, oh, I'm going to try like throwing up triangle and stuff like that, because most of them are like, it's fucking gay. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So,
yeah. Yeah. No, but their thing was that they had really good butterfly sweeps and a whole like series from like being on bottom to like trap guys. It was like it's like the lazy man's version of the 10th Planet thing without all the weird names. So it's like,
what the fuck is with those names, dude?
I don't know. I don't like. I guess on the one hand, it's like you can either have like zombie hot dog, or you can have the Danaher Japanese name and a whole new language.
You got to pick.
Like,
Kazushis.
Yeah. And if you got a bunch of potheads, like, what are they going to remember? You know what I mean?
Zombie hot dog.
Yeah.
Zombie hot dog. Left leg zombie hot dog.
Yeah.
They're all mushrooms.
It's like, yeah, bro. I'm going to put my ankle behind my head now.
So wrestling in college?
No, nothing. I just started writing MMA, but the guys I learned from, they were good wrestlers. They liked jiu-jitsu. And then after that, so I already had that kind of hybrid base. And then going to Roufusport, a lot of really great strikers there. Wow. And when I went there, Ben Askren was obviously there. So that's another big influence in wrestling. And, I got to work with him a lot. I even got to work with his brother, and I kind of helped teach some of the youth wrestling classes at one of their locations to get like a little bit more in depth in that specialty. So it's always like I've only ever really done jiu-jitsu from the idea that someone can punch me in the face and I want to punch them. So that kind of informed everything, and I did it with wrestlers. So even if I wasn't like good at wrestling at first, it was always through a lens of like get on top, be dominating, and if you're on bottom, create scrambles or like tie them up. So it's just a unique way of doing it that like I couldn't have really planned out for myself. It just kind of happened like that.
What are some things for like jiu-jitsu, like people who are like pure jiu-jitsu people that go into like MMA and they incorporate striking? What are some things that traditionally doesn't work in jiu-jitsu that wouldn't work in an octagon?
Doesn't work in jiu-jitsu that does work in octagon?
Like doesn't work in like in MMA aspects.
Oh,
like,
Zombie hot dog. Pull octopus.
Yeah. Glug, 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 glug. That's water.
It's built water. And by built water, I mean just good vibes. Tell me a little bit about this Everyday Pant 2.0 you keep talking about.
You mean my date night pants? I wear them when I go out. I could dress them up. I could dress them down, whether I'm going to somewhere fancy or somewhere casual. People think that they're just fancy pants, and they just feel comfortable, and they look good.
And can I say something as well?
What are you going to say to me?
You know why you're missing a pair from your house?
What?
Remember when I went to go pick up?
You can't wear 32 longs.
I do. And guess what? My ass looks popalicious.
Dog.
Premium basics are hard to find. Sometimes people say they're premium, but they're actually kind of whack. But built, very premium, high quality. Stuff doesn't rip, stuff doesn't break.
Bonus feature that they don't talk about a lot is that when I spill water on it, the moisture just wicks away.
Everyday 2.0. Make sure you guys get a pair because we have pairs. I stole mine from Nick. He purchased 4. Now he has 3. But make sure you go to builtbasics.com. Take 20% off with the code CASUALS. Once again, guys, use the code CASUALS for 20% off at builtbasics.com.
Glug, 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 glug.
jiu-jitsu people who are elite at jiu-jitsu and they get into an area where striking is involved and they can't get off what they normally do.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah, if you are good enough at doing something in jiu-jitsu, obviously minus lapel stuff because you're not wearing any clothes.
See this?
Why is it working?
Yeah. But you should be able to do pretty much all the jiu-jitsu stuff. It's just that if you come from just jiu-jitsu, there's a very big separation in like lack, anytime those guys roll, they're not used to someone punching with them and that person's playing the game with them. See what I'm saying? So like when I was doing most of my jiu-jitsu, not only could we both throw punches, but there's no incentive for them to play the game with me. If anything, there's incentive for them not to play the game. They want to stand up and disengage and just reset from the feet. So like in jiu-jitsu, there's certain spots where you kind of have to stay involved in that grappling area or they won't go to wrestle because they want to like out jiu-jitsu you to like get a superior position. Whereas in MMA, like most of them are just going to like get away. We see a lot of jiu-jitsu guys that aren't, or they're really good at jiu-jitsu, but the other guy's like an okay grappler, but they're athletic and they'll get to a spot where they kind of have control if it were to go further into the grappling realm. But if they just back out and like run away and they can't hold them there,
It's over.
now it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So the option to like, there's no stall call, obviously. Like, that's another thing. Like in wrestling, like guys can be good wrestlers, but they might have trouble in MMA because if the guy just runs away from you, it's really hard to take somebody down. You know what I mean? So I think that's the biggest thing is like being used to people punching at you and being used to going with guys that like they're athletic and good. And even if they're not good at jiu-jitsu, they're like actively trying to like get away from you and just run away. Like that is a whole different feel than like, oh, we're both going to play this game together.
So there's like just so many different aspects where you could shut their game down that they either have to adjust or nothing will happen.
Pretty much, yeah. You gotta convince them to like do jiu-jitsu with you, especially from like a lot of bottom stuff. Top stuff, if you're good enough at controlling them, and some of that's going to be like wrestling-esque, it's a lot harder, right? That's why a lot of time, like I try to get on top because, if you get up, you're going to waste energy for one. And two, if I'm above you, I can at least throw punches. So I get something out of this exchange. But if I'm on bottom, I got to convince you that staying on bottom is like your best option, even if I'm trying to set a trap. And then I'm still at risk of getting hit. And, again, I'm wasting energy trying to keep you on top of me, which is kind of counterintuitive because you could lose, even if judging's always all over the place, and I could be on my back throwing up all kinds of submissions that like are legitimately close, but because the guy's not stopping and doing this number here, like about to tap and get, what I mean? They might not give a shit about any of that. So it's like I'm keeping myself in a position where I'm losing. Like unless I'm like, I know if I get this, it's over and I've already lost 2 rounds. I need to go for something. That's one thing, but it just doesn't make sense to like keep somebody on top of you when, you know, the skill to keep someone there and not get beat up. You got to be so much better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like just with jiu-jitsu, it's just for the layman who doesn't do the sport, it's really hard to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you don't know anything about boxing, you're seeing somebody get punched in the face.
Yes.
So when, you know, watching MMA early on, I didn't know what was happening. And so when people will get, I'm like, how did that even happen? Like, I couldn't see any sequence, right? So, you know, they talk a lot about this in judging. It's like, you know, the criteria for MMA judges should be a lot higher because there's so much sports that you have to know to even know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Right. So I think sometimes with the judging, that's why recently people are kind of like, what are they looking at? Right.
Yeah.
Because they just don't know the sport as well as they think they do.
Well, yeah. And I'll give the judges a little bit of credit. A lot of them have been around combat sports for a long time, but that's kind of a double-edged sword, right? Because on one hand, you know, they've seen this transition from whatever it used to be until now. On the other hand, you have an inherent bias from boxing or point karate or kickboxing or whatever you watched before, and now you come to this. Like, and there are some guys that like come from jiu-jitsu, but most of them that I've seen come from some sort of striking background.
Yeah.
And you only got 3 of them. And they're older and the sport's just gotten advanced so quickly that like you kind of need somebody, like even for me, I'll see like, you know, there's still new jiu-jitsu moves coming out like every week that like you could see in a fight where it might not look like anything, but the other guy's in real danger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's, you know, it's just evolving so quickly that, yeah, I think higher criteria is like not a bad idea. Getting some new blood in there is good. And I think if they're not going to have more judges open scoring, I don't understand why that's a problem. Like, I know, like,
scoring would be so good.
Yeah, like, well, boxing and maybe they'd be in this. Like, how would they be in danger? We've had all kinds of decisions that suck, and the crowd doesn't go nuts and try to tear them apart. Like, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
And not only that, there's 100 people around the cage anyway. They don't know who the judges are. Yeah. Like, no one's sitting down there, like, with binoculars, like, which one of these motherfuckers is the scorecard?
Yeah, but 10-9.
Sometimes they're not watching the fight, though, huh? Have you ever seen that? Where some people talk about how some of the judges are kind of looking. It's like, especially in the ground exchanges, they're like, oh, it's a little boring. They don't watch.
Oh, I hate
so I've heard that from some commentators sometimes where they go, hey, man, these judges not even watching it, and then the score comes out and it's like lopsided. You're like, what the hell
that
is
kind
they
of goes
watching?
to your point of, you know, them being legacy combat judges in a sport that they don't know, so they're disinterested in this part that's very important, a part of an MMA game.
Right.
Like when that grappling exchange where they're just disinterested, it's like, dude, things are happening here. You have to watch this.
Right.
You know?
And not only that, but like, let's all remember, this is a local government that is taking people who are not elect. They're just picking people and saying, okay, you're, because they know someone or they've been around it. Like, this is not a, you know, and not, I think states should have a say, and that's fine. But I don't know what the vetting process is. Like, sure, I got to take a class and whatever. But as far as I know, to be a judge, and I could be completely wrong, but it's like, you know someone and say, hey, I want to be a judge. You know what I mean? So they all kind of like know each other. And they all just like, and like, there's, you know, a lot of judges in, where I'm from, Wisconsin, they're great, but there's no.
Like the standard isn't like there.
Yeah. Well, and it's just the same people, you know, kind of like a boys club type thing. Not that there's women too, but like everyone kind of knows everyone. It's the same group of people.
Yeah.
And like having, and maybe they do this, I don't know, but having fresh judges too cycle in and out, kind of like they do with refs. Because if you got someone there like watching fights all night
for hours, for
hours and hours, like, I mean, I don't even watch all the fights. I'm not that old. And I'm you know, like, I get done with my fight. I'm like, man, it's bedtime. I
gotta go.
Yeah.
So for you, can I ask you about this though? I feel like for a lot of the layman people who kind of got into the sport, they knew who you are from the Khamzat fight. Right.
And specifically the press conference. I was like, what the hell was that?
When you guys were going back and forth to that press conference,
It sucked so bad.
I thought you had some good exchanges, though.
Yeah.
It was so stupid. Yeah,
Like,
go
I like
ahead.
I should have a wrestling trophy because he kept saying the black belt line over and over and over.
Yeah,
again.
no, yeah. There was too much of a language barrier. He mumbled a lot at the time.
A lot of mumbles.
Still mumbles.
Still mumbles.
Yeah. And he would like keep interrupting me. Yeah. Well, if you would have interrupted me and like was talking crazy shit, that would have been better. Yeah. But like, it was just kind of annoying. And then look, I got nothing against Khamzat. We fought. It's over. He's done great.
Yeah.
That dude's the man. All respect. But I do remember we met in the hall. This was during COVID, and like we seen in the hallway is me and Brendan Allen, and then him and his coaches, and he walks up to me, and like kind of gets in my face and like we start talking shit back and forth, and it was like the dumbest shit talk, like two guys see each other and we're trying to see like oh yeah you want yeah like we're both like I don't know exactly what he's saying. I probably said some dumb shit, but we're both just like he got aggressive, and I was kind of like, who's this for?
Ham's not getting aggressive in a hallway.
And I had like posted the Thomas the Tank Engine meme, which I thought was hilarious, but obviously comedic standards in different parts of the world are different. He might have taken that as disrespectful,
He's like, I'm not a trained brother. Don't call me that, brother.
Yeah, that's fine. But like we got each other's face. There was like no one around, so it might. And
no one filmed it.
Yeah.
Not even for content.
In the back of my head, I'm like, there's nobody else here.
Yeah.
So like he's just doing it for the love of the game, which like, hey, matter of fact, like, hey, he's doing his thing no matter who's there or not, which is like better than like, oh, I need cameras. But he's like, he does this. He walks away, and those coaches, oh, nice to meet you, like all the most polite, like
they know he's what crazy. It is with him, huh?
Yeah, and I was just like confused, like they were so nice. Why is he like this? Like we're gonna fight. I get it. Some guys are different. Like they got to get in that place before and after. But I'm like, we're gonna punch each other. Well, actually, you are gonna punch me in this case. But, I wanted to punch him. It just didn't work out that way. But yeah.
Oh man!
So that was a interesting little, and again, I got nothing against the guy. He's done great.
Yeah,
good for him. But yeah, it was an interesting fight week. I wish I would have handled the press conference a little bit better. But you live and learn.
Yeah.
Was his like forward pressure a little shocking? Because there wasn't much about him when you fought him. Like nobody really knew too much about him.
Yeah, I saw the fights that he had overseas and like the uppercut knockout and some different stuff. I didn't have much to go off of. He beat up the two guys in the UFC before that, but they were, littler guys, and obviously I really expected the takedown.
Yeah.
I guess it still kind of was a takedown, just not wrestling wise. But yeah, no. And then the funny part about it, like all these people were like, "What was it like getting knocked out by Khamzat?" I'm like, I don't fucking remember.
I was fucking question is that?
Well, I was like, because you see me awake and like moving around and shake his hand or whatever. I didn't come to until I was in the back locker room.
Oh shit!
Like I was literally like sitting in a chair, and I look at Brendan. And I was like, I just came back, and he was like, "What?" And I was, my clothes are on. And I was like, well, this isn't good. Like, waking up with more clothes on than you started with is never like no time has that been like, yes, I nailed it.
You're like, when am I gonna fight? You're like, you did fight, dude.
Yeah. No, I was like, because I knew what like that I had fought already, but I was like, well, that didn't go well. Like, it's like like maybe
such a trip.
Yeah, by some miracle, it was like, oh no, you triangled him. Like, really? Yeah, nah, not so much.
What was that like fighting in? Because that was on Yas Island, right?
No, that was at the Apex.
Oh, that was Apex.
Yeah.
What was like the protocol for that?
Oh God, the COVID.
How much did that affect actually your fighting? Like just all the extra shit.
I don't know, man. Like probably not at all. The one thing. So, and this is the thing. I want to preface this by saying I am not making excuses. I accepted the fight. I wholeheartedly believed that I could win, and I still if I got another chance, it couldn't go much worse. So, but no. So I was supposed to fight. God damn! I was supposed to fight at 205.
Oh damn!
Oh wow!
Against Ed Herman.
Oh sure.
Herman, yep.
And then I tested. At that point, they were doing. I forget if it was the testing every day or the testing when you got there and after weigh-ins. And I popped after weigh-ins for COVID. And they were like, hey, sorry. And I was like, I feel fine. Like, is there any way they're like, sorry, we can't do anything.
Oh,
so
after weigh-ins, but they were testing you before that?
Well, they let me know after weigh. So like you would do weigh, like I forget if it was before or right after weigh-ins. They would test you again to make sure for fight day you were good. Because again, this is all the Nevada State Athletic Commission, and no shade on them. It was like they got to do something to make it so that it looks like they're like doing what they're supposed to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So so that happened. I got to drive home because they still were allowing this at the time. Drive home from Vegas to my house. I am quarantined in my house for 10 days. And then they hit me up with like, you want to fight this guy? I was like, I haven't been training.
Oh,
I was like,
That's how you got.
That's how it happened.
yeah, and I needed money because I hadn't fought in a while.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, could you give me a week, like so I could go train or do something? And at first they said no, and they came back and they said like, all right, you can. Because I was like, just let me. I have like, literally, I have like a spin bike in my basement and some bags. Like, but you can only do so much by yourself. And two, I wasn't trying to go super crazy because I had seen other guys, I didn't know what was going on. I felt fine, but I was like, I don't want to work out and make this actually bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like doing something, but not a ton. And then they were like, okay, you can have a week. So then like I had a week to train and then fight week. And then I went and got knocked the fuck out immediately, which kind of makes sense. But so that was like a weird thing. But yeah, so they had a couple different COVID protocols. I swear one of the times I was there, they tested us every day. Then there was one time where they tested you when you got in, and then they tested you right before after weigh-ins. And then there was one where I think they just tested you one or the other, and the quarantine was different. For one of the weeks I was there, couldn't go anywhere but your room into the workout room. And then it was, you can walk around outside and do whatever. And then it was, okay, you can go wherever. Once you've passed your test, then you can go wherever you want to in Vegas. And then, it was always like different.
Oh, interesting.
Dude, COVID seems like a fever dream.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. It was so.
So you made weight. You
Yeah.
tested positive for COVID. Did you get paid for that? You get paid for making weight?
Come on.
They gave me a little something. They didn't. Yeah. Well, and I think. I'm sure the UFC had their reasons, but it was like this has happened a few times. And I think they were just like, we can't just pay guys when it's like they might not fight, which from a business side, I kind of get, but it's still, for me, it sucks.
Yeah.
So again, they gave me something. It wasn't my show money, but it was like better than nothing. Because again, technically the contract is you get your show money when the fight starts. You don't get paid to make weight.
Got it.
Even though it really sucks to make weight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that it's just a literal is what it is thing. So, it was nice that they gave me something and got me another fight right away, but it would have been cool to like train for it,
Yeah. Damn.
Well, for you, because you started fighting at 19, which is pretty late, right?
Yeah, for now,
combat sports, right?
Yeah.
What made you go from like 19, which is like your early college years, to be like, all right, I'm gonna beat people up for a living?
Yeah.
Like, what was the trigger?
I'll do
You
you
didn't
one
want to
better.
be a music teacher?
Yeah, I had a partial scholarship for music education.
No way.
Wait, so you were a band nerd in high school?
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Taekwondo and a bad nerd. I'm almost Asian.
One of us.
My grades were a little bit better. Yeah.
I played no instrument.
I played the saxophone though, not like the violin or anything.
That's pretty sweet though.
Yeah.
That's cool, though.
Yeah.
Real jazz guy.
Very Clinton, yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Hey, man, you're kind of like Bill
All
Clinton, dude.
Isn't the
Sound like
like
this?
1,000 times? Relax.
Yeah, Jesus. 10 years ago, I'd have been like, exactly. Now I'm like, ooh.
My dick suck at the White House.
Oval Office.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
So what made you switch from stopping music education, becoming a teacher, to what David
was-
said,
what was the
killing
jump?
people in a
Choke
cage?
people out and murder them in a cage.
Yeah. So, I'd seen the UFC. I got really into like Pride. One of my buddies had showed me like YouTube clips. So like it was all the Pride stuff.
So good, dude.
And then I did like a deep dive into like Sudo and Pancrase, and like one of my earliest grappling influences, or like for fighting in general, was Rumina Sato, and I loved Genki Sudo because of his like funky style and stuff like that. And that led me like down this path of watching this stuff. And then when I got to college, I was living in the dorms, and it's funny because I told my parents, were like, no, you got to go live in the dorms. And I was like, this is a bad idea. Like, there's going to be no one to make me go to class. Like, I'm not going to go. I want to, but I'm telling you, this is a bad idea.
I'm not gonna go. Yeah.
Yeah. And they were like, no, you got to go. And then I went and started fighting instead, because I found a gym close. They had guys that had been in the UFC. And I just went there, and it was Ben Rothwell that trained there. The owner Dave Strasser.
That was your inspiration, by the way. Genki Sudo.
Yeah. Look at the production, man.
This guy was a flashy guy.
Yeah, he was crazy.
See, that could be you in the next one.
Could have been you
your spinning
next
next
fight.
one.
There's still time
right here, dude.
There's still time.
Honestly, if you do this in your next fight, they're not going to know what to do, I think.
Yeah.
They're like, this wasn't on the tape that I watched.
He's like, I thought he was just talking shit.
Is that a bro? If you came out like that with a rice,
By the way,
what
this
fighter is
podcast will back you all.
Yeah. We got your back.
You don't
all the way through. Watch me
Did you
point
see
that thing, man.
Like, did you see that racist shit? I don't care.
Yeah,
that is Gerald Meerschaert.
yeah, I got that signed off. Don't worry.
Dude, he fought
Eyes on
Butterbean.
a piece of paper.
Get them day.
Did you see this? His pan-faced gook bags.
Bro, you need to do you need to change it up and just go full on pride Meerschaert, dude.
Spinning back fist and all, dude.
Oh, spinning back fist. I have, my buddy was like, you got to do this thing, super combo of death. Superman punch, spinning back fist to head kick. Just
Wait,
keep fucking.
Can't stop, dude.
Yeah.
If you win a fight like that, I would cry. I would fucking cry.
I might cry myself. I'd be like, what the fuck is that? How did that work? So, man, like this is, and like people don't know, it's like Genki Sudo is a really, really good grappler.
Butterbean?
I don't even remember that.
That's Butterbean.
Off
He
the
fought
rope.
Genki.
When the fuck was this?
This is back in the Wild West days, baby. This is OG MMA.
We got to bring this back.
It was like they would always do the freak show fights. That's like Bob Sapp has talked about, where he was like, I could have either been like a really good athlete or made the money and be what I am now. And he was like, I wanted to make the money.
He did.
Yeah, and they would mix up, put them in K1. Oh yeah, these were awesome.
His K1 fights were rough. I think him just getting like knocked out like crazy.
His clavicle getting broken.
I can't imagine why.
Shout outs to Ben Rothwell too, by the way. He just fought against Andrei Arlovsky. That was a bloodbath.
BKFC.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a
God.
bloodbath, man.
Yeah, another tough Wisconsin OG. No, so like, and this is where like a lot of people get on the, and rightfully so, the Danaher leg lock stuff and like bringing more light to it. But they were doing all this stuff in Japan for a long, long time, and they even had like I was saying before. I think I've seen Genki Sudo do it. Rumina Sato's done it. Takanori Gomi's done it. They had combat wrestling. So it's basically like catch wrestling. So like I think you could win by pin as well, but they were going for a lot of leg locks and submissions. So like your back could touch and the guys would roll for a leg or roll for an arm, but it was mostly like, let me wrestle you, control you, and get like a Kimura or a choke. And if I have to, invert and like, takedowns to score points. And they would wear the Vale Tudo shorts with wrestling shoes. So it was like a lot of early, like, almost kind of like combat sambo style with a gi top.
I mean, if you could do leg locks, those shoes are a great advantage.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Grip there,
Absolutely.
Dunzo. Once you get that
for
heel,
sure.
dude.
But that's such a cool evolution of like MMA, like during that time when leg locks were so scary and prevalent. Right when you saw people learning how to defend it, it changed it all up again.
Oh, yeah.
Like people were like, oh shit, this guy's gonna punch me in the fucking face.
Yeah, I better let go.
Yeah, they started letting go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, we see another wrinkle. I think that's like the fun thing about having watched this sport for so long. Everything that seems so dominant, there's always somebody trying to figure out the puzzle next.
Yes.
And you just see it keep evolving over and over and over.
Yeah.
Like aside from a few of the, the top Dagestani people like Habib and Islam, you're seeing Dagestanis lose now, right? There is a formula to it to get them to stop, right? And then people are able to do it because everybody has this idea of like, oh, this will never be beaten. Like we've always seen this in UFC throughout it's so many years. Somebody will figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely. And even to that point, the guys that like Khabib and Islam that never lose with that stuff, they incorporate other aspects like jiu-jitsu or American wrestling or different stuff.
Judo.
To complement, a lot of judo, to complement what they're already doing.
Yeah.
So it's like if you only do the one thing, like if someone just tries to like wrestle you like a freestyle wrestler, it is kind of easy to overcome that. But if they add everything else with that, even if that's like what they're best at, then it's really dangerous.
Yeah. Because we're even seeing that with like specifically with somebody like like Islam, right? They make comparisons between him and Khabib, but they're very, very different.
Oh yeah.
Even
Wildly
Khabib says like he's a evolved version of him.
Yeah.
You know, because like seeing how much his striking has gotten better has been really astounding to me.
Yeah.
Especially when I saw him fight against Volkanovski like the second time. It's like you just see a new wrinkle in his game constantly. He's becoming like he was already scary as it was, but just to see that extra part, it's like, oh shit, he has hands now.
Yeah.
What the fuck with the Dustin Poirier fight?
Yeah.
I was taken aback.
He was jabbing him up.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's always had good stand up. It's just he hasn't had to use it in a lot of his fights because the takedown's so easily there.
Yeah.
And like, you know, he'll get in the clinch, he'll grab the gloves, he'll hit those little foot sweeps and stuff like that, or off balance guys enough where it's not really any reason for him to throw any strikes. But then when those initial exchanges do get stopped, then he's got to jab him in the face 100 times. And then you get to see, like, you know, and especially like the second Volkanovski fight, Islam had been throwing some pretty good kicks for a while, but again, you just didn't see a lot of it because you throw one kick and get a takedown. Well, if they don't get up,
Yeah.
you don't have to throw kicks anymore. You know what I mean?
Especially with the JDM fight, he was throwing those calf kicks really, really effectively.
Yeah.
Which was very, very shocking for me, anyways. I mean, we always knew he had a great left kick, right? But he just he was kind of throwing them like openly without even setting up his hands, and he kept hitting it.
Well, and if you just think logically, like, just because you've never seen him do it doesn't mean that they're not practicing it. And if you're like, okay, I'm fighting a boxer who's kind of heavy on the lead leg,
Take that leg.
it makes sense to throw calf kicks, right? Yeah. You don't want to go too deep and throw it like to the meat of the leg because he'll just step in and crack you.
Yeah.
So just peck at that calf and make him lift his leg, make him not be on balance, make him be in a position where he can't just set and throw his power right off the bat.
When you, I mean, I guess like from your perspective, what could have JDM done differently to kind of get up from those positions, right? Because for me as a layman, I don't see a way out. You know, I'm like, how would he get out of this? Because clearly they had a plan to do something.
Yeah. The octopus guard.
Yeah.
But he
They were trying to hit that.
Yeah. Well, so and like the octopus guards is not bad, and JDM. If you see him in other fights, he does a pretty good job of off balancing people and like using momentum to roll through. Like he did it with Belal, he did it with Gilbert Burns. So if you don't settle him down, and he does get you like off the transition of the takedown, that's usually when it's easiest to reverse. You know, even in like folk style wrestling, you hit a leg pass or something like that. It's the same thing. Like you take me down, I grab your leg, I just roll through. But then when he couldn't get it and got settled down, then it's like you got to go to more like basic jiu-jitsu type stuff. And that's one thing guys that have that style do very, very well is like they're going to put you in a position where you feel like you have to get to your base like a wrestler to stand up, and you should not do that at all. Like that's where they want you because they're going to fight wrists, they're going to pin you to the floor, they're going to get your back, throw hooks in, like they're just going to waste, or you're going to waste your energy and your gas tank's going to go down. So my advice is always work on either regarding, get a 2-on-1 to stand up that way, or, you know, threaten a submission enough to where they like give some space. And then if you can, stand up with a single leg, like kind of how Damian Maia does his little Maia sweep, go a little bit lower, lock on a single there and try to wrestle your way up.
Force him to defend.
Yeah, but make it a wrestling match where you can stand up and it's like, you don't need to take him down.
Yeah.
And there's ways to get out of it without getting caught into a wrestling match. And obviously it's another risk because now you're connected and they've still got like some judo throws and they can wrestle back into you. But at least you're giving yourself a chance to like get up to your feet. And if that, you know, you go from that doesn't work, you can always regard, do the old school feet in the hips, kick them away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at least try to make some space, do some damage, do something, because if I'm facing you and I'm on my back, I at least have offensive weapons. If I'm like on all fours or trying to get up that way, I got no offense.
Yeah.
You know what
Stuck.
I mean? Yeah. Unless you're super slick and you want to roll for legs, but even then, it's like if it doesn't work,
Yeah,
kind of screwed. Yeah.
You're back at the spot you started. Yeah, because it seemed like as soon as Islam pinned him, he had no answer. He kept trying to get up to his elbow, kept getting cross-faced, and he was like stuck.
Yeah. No, and you know, it's easy to sit on a chair and like be like, oh, woulda, coulda, shoulda done this. But like, and that I've grappled with a lot of those guys. You gotta give them some kind of like submission threat or jiu-jitsu like thing where it's like I'm making space and getting my hips away, especially if their head is down. If their head comes up, you can try to wrestle your way back up, or like, you know, foot sweep them, put your feet in the hips, kick them away, whatever. But if they're pinning you, you got to get your chest, got to get away from chest to chest. You got to get your hips out of there, make some space, put him in a position where he's got to move, because otherwise they get to that pin position and now you're trying to recover, or they're going to pass, and now you're trying to recover. You were only resetting in half guard. You know what I mean? And now all your energy is wasted, and then your one big explosion is to referee's position, and now you're getting punched in the face and possibly choked.
This
DDP Khamzat.
This is why I
It's a dilemma.
and do this on a podcast. That whole conversation gave me anxiety.
There's so many
Like,
options.
I couldn't breathe.
Like, what do I pick? What do I pick? Which way do I go?
Like when I see those exchanges, it's like I get anxiety because it's like you're trying everything. It's just nothing is working.
Yes.
And you have to have like this mental forward when I look at a fighter saying like, I'm going to get out.
Yeah.
Me, I'm like, you're done.
Yeah.
Give up.
Yeah.
But that's why in that fight you could see towards the end he started like looking like everyone was making fun of him because he was about to cry, but it's just frustration. You know
No,
what I
it
mean?
sucks when you feel like you can't do anything, and every way, which way you move, like the noose gets tighter. Like it fucking blows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like that's and even from bottom, that's the thing. At that point, I don't know, bite him a little bit, I guess. Like,
BKFC.
Finger in the eye. Yeah.
just
Grab
a
the
little,
short.
not a lot, just enough to make him like I don't know what he's talking about. You know what I mean?
Everybody's review your old fight is like, is Meerschaert grabbing nuts right now?
Yeah,
He got up.
yeah,
There it is.
Wait a second.
yeah. Just snap.
I
the
mean,
covers.
you could just do the BKFC.
He pulled a Mike Tyson?
That was wild. And then
What
he
the fuck?
he ran
just
out and
went.
got jumped by the crowd.
He should have just got some underhooks instead of biting.
I don't know. Well, that's the thing. He was like not in a bad spot anymore. I don't know what. Yeah, he like bit a chunk.
What's wrong with this guy?
I don't know.
He's talking.
And he's talking shit?
Oh yeah, and everyone in the audience starts to beat him up.
Yeah, this dude ran
What
out of
country
the
is this in, dude?
Oh, I thought this was BKFC.
No way, it's BKFC.
This is something Russian.
Oh,
Dude, that's a perfectly thrown
yeah,
chair.
yeah. These guys got good aim, huh? Holy
great
shit.
technique, dude.
While the crowd is trying to kill him.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, don't bite someone's ear.
They don't play that wherever they're from.
Dude, they jumped him.
That's so funny. There was just some random small guy that socked him in the middle of the back.
Ooh.
Oh, dude,
Got
this guy
it.
might not
Got
make it
it.
out.
Oh, you're gonna die.
To be fair, this guy took the fight late notice.
So you know what? Let him.
To be
bite.
fair, dude.
Let him bite.
It's all like him.
Look at.
Oh shit.
Who's the guy out of nowhere in the
That was
back? This is like a pro wrestling match.
Wait, who's the chick?
Just teeped him right in the
Here, look at
chest.
this.
Hey.
Oh, it's a chick too.
Yeah, wife. Yeah,
His wife
wifey.
was like,
Wifey in the back.
stupid.
She just fought.
Yeah. So what we learned here today is Gerald says bite the ear. If you can't
He did get up, though. He did get up.
I said a little bit. I didn't say bite his ear off.
Interesting that he got to a point where he was biting the ear when the exchange didn't look that bad.
No, that was the. When
had
I saw
time to
that,
fight?
I was like, you weren't losing
'cause look,
terribly.
it's just-
Like, there's other options.
It's just you
This
could
should be
have.
not your first option. This is the last option, dude.
When
Yeah.
someone's trying to take you down, don't hold on to them. That's the key.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I'm all for cheating
that's
a little
nasty.
bit. That's crossing the line.
Have you ever been in a fight where you hated the other person you were fighting in the UFC?
I don't think so.
He's too Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever fought anyone that I've hated. I've been cooler with some guys than others, I guess. But yeah, I don't really.
You're just like, we're gonna get paid. Come on, let's just
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll just do
and it's like I beat up my friends all the time. Like, what do I care about beating this dude up?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like some guys do need that. Like I'm prepared to die. He's trying to take stuff from my family, which you should have a little bit of that. But that's cruel. That's nice.
But here it is.
Edmund Shahbayzan.
No, like Edmund was cool. He tried to murder me, but it's all good.
What a comeback this was, man.
Yeah.
Bro, why'd you have to do this? Why don't you just choke him out at the beginning?
You know, I asked myself that. all the time.
Shit.
Why didn't I just
Look at that.
take him down?
Look at
right?
that. Look at that.
Yeah, but this is the round two where
The round two,
guys
baby.
are starting to get tired,
Yep.
right?
When I
Yeah.
say you fucked up people's parlay, I'm specifically talking about
Yeah.
this.
Bro,
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
was
yeah,
a
yeah.
fight.
Specifically
Yeah.
talking
Where
about
was
this fight.
Edmund, baby? Edmund
Yeah.
Shahbayzan. And boom.
That shot was so clean.
Dude, well, like the body punch, it was one of those ones where it like just barely skimmed the outside. So it's like a flick, which is worse than sometimes getting the full brunt one. That's where I was like, oh shit. But yeah, and I love finishing the head arm here in that like kind of
that's
half
locked
guard
in.
position. I love the leg in the middle because then they can't do that little back somersault out.
You were on a part of the street where Shahbayzan was having a rough time, dude. Yeah. And this probably did not help his self-confidence at all.
Well, he won a fight before that. He knocked somebody out in the first or second round.
Oh.
Right before this. So he was like on the
He just
upswing.
So he was riding a high and you brought him back down.
Yeah, and they
You humbled him, dude.
He won
Darkness.
after this too, so he's been doing good. So
Yeah, he's on a little streak.
yeah,
But we were looking at the guys you fought are some of the scariest dudes.
Yeah.
That also don't get enough credit too. Like you fought Thiago Santos.
I
what
did.
the hell is that?
Every time I'm like, why did you guys let me fight him? What
Was
the
that
fuck
was that 185? Because he was
Yeah.
a 205er, yeah.
Yeah,
So this is
he-
when he came back down, or didn't he make a jump down, or he was like jumping back and forth at some point?
I think this is right before he started going up again.
Yeah, and he's a monster. He's a giant dude. But your
know.
whole career, the guys you fought are some of the scariest
Bro,
dudes.
even Sam Alvey back in the day, you fought him twice
I did.
in Wisconsin.
Me and Smiling Sam.
Dude, maybe you go karate combat one day and put the hands down and undo his fucking face.
Yeah, dude. With the gi pants.
He was starching people in karate combat too.
Yeah, when I saw him get into that, I was like, Sam's gonna do really well because that dude has a.
Oh, his last
Crazy
fight
power,
was,
huh?
I
Yeah.
thought the ref. I was
Oh,
like,
he fought Robellis.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
anyone that's fighting
Oh,
Belal
Robellis is gigantic.
That was
That was ridiculous.
If you fight someone that's like two of you,
Yeah.
that's
Because Sam is a big guy, and then you see him next to Robellis. I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know, this is insane.
I saw that. I was like, shoot, take him down.
That was why Robellis couldn't make it in the UFC. The
Yeah.
moment somebody was at his hips, he was done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like I know it's against the rules, but just make him think about it. Just, you know,
You'll bite the ear.
Just grab the ankle.
yeah,
just reach.
fucking, yeah.
Dude, the names, dude, it's pretty wild.
Dude, look how many fights
Joe
you fought.
Piper.
I didn't-
And you fought all the generations. You fought all the older guys, the newer guys. Joe Piper, you fought. You
RDR
fought
when he, yeah.
Andre Petrosky.
Crazy. Yeah, also, like,
It's
I
a
didn't realize-
crazy name.
Like, guys' records are so small, now. I don't understand how you fought this much early on in your career. Before the UFC. Now people fight like 3 times in like a regional scene, like in the UFC. Like you fought like 40 times.
It's called not having a manager and being young and dumb.
Just taking whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
yeah.
damn, you had so many fights.
Yeah. I think one year I think I had 6 fights in a year or something like that.
Jeez, man.
I forget when it
It
was.
just says submission.
What are some of the what was like some of the experiences at Roufusport? Because I feel like that was most of your career, right?
Ah, man, there were some experiences there.
I mean, your Tism brother.
Killers.
How was time with your Tism brother?
Oh yeah, good old Ben
Oh,
Askren.
there's that Belal.
Bilal.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's
what?
Belal right there.
that's
in the green.
Bully B.
Right.
That's one of the few times he was at Roufusport where he didn't have a white tee and basketball shorts. That's one of my favorite stories. How do you guys ever?
Everlast gloves.
Dude, my boy JP St. Louis, I'll never forget. He always tells this story. He's at Fusion XL now with Julian and Phil Rowan.
Bill Rowe, yeah.
And he was like, he came to Roufusport like right when Blau started coming. And he was like, man, I saw this dude walk in with like a tall white tee and basketball shorts. He's like, I'm going to whoop this dude. And he's like, this guy's kicking my ass.
Because that's the outfit of the guys of the first day.
Dude, like, Bilal would wear the most atrocious, like, you thought he was playing a pickup game afterwards. I swear, sorry I'm telling this publicly, Bilal, but it's funny. He came to class with some tie shorts on that said Muay Thai. And I was like, what the fuck? I roasted him so bad. He literally walked in and changed and came back out. I was like, oh, dude, you didn't have to. I was just messing with you. He was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
I was going to change anyway.
Yeah,
I'm going to grapple.
Yeah, he's like, what's wrong? I didn't have shorts on. I don't even know what you're talking about. I came in here naked. These are brand
Like,
new.
those are even gayer, bro.
Yeah, no, we had. He was stuck in like 2001 for some reason when it came to training, but he was always putting the work in, obviously, and it got him a belt. So shout out to my guy Belal.
Hey.
Wow,
But yeah, that room is crazy because
Pettis,
at the
right?
time, Pettis, T. Wood,
He would, yeah.
Van Askren.
Well, we had Rick Glenn, who's a World Series
Rick
fighting at the
Glenn,
time.
right.
We had Dustin Ortiz, who's another high level guy.
That's right,
We had Pascal Kraus for a little bit. We had Coke when he was almost fought for the title, or he was supposed to. And he had some great UFC fights. Who else did we have? Belcher was coming in still. Yeah, we had
a sick crew.
a lot of guys. Pascal Kraus, who's a German guy that was in for a little bit, was with us. So yeah, I mean, we had. I was very fortunate to be in a room. Anthony's brother Sergio, who's always like fought the best of the best. So yeah, just a lot of talent in a very small space, and I was very fortunate to like be around all those guys. And like I got to work with Tyron a lot. I got to work with Ben a lot. I worked with Anthony a lot, and just seeing them go through their careers and their title runs, and like all the things they did was good, preparation for me. And like, cause while I'm helping them, I wasn't even in the UFC yet. And then how to like train myself, what I should be looking to do for after fighting and stuff like that. So it was a great experience. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And, I haven't been ranked or done anything cool like that, but I've been around for a while. I've made some money. So I'd say all in all, it worked out.
Yeah,
Wow, absolutely.
Would you say, I don't know if this is like an opinion you would say publicly, but, when you're training in like gyms, right? For us, we see different fighters in a gym, like they're not all UFC fighters, right?
Yeah.
They're all a part of different organizations. When you are training with people who are part of organizations like PFL, Bellator, is there truly like a skill difference in terms of what fighters offer in organizations? Like, because people always talk about, oh, that's not big leagues until you hit UFC. This is where the real challenge is. Yeah. Is that really what it's like?
I would say if you take like the entire body of the roster, you could say that a little bit, but it would be, you can't say that about like the individuals. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like generally speaking, if there's one that, it depends too, right? Because there's a lot of people that go into the UFC and they have 2 fights or 3 fights and they're done. Mm-mm. And it's like, so it's like if they're a tenured UFC guy and they've had like 3 or more contracts, they're going to be solid, if not everywhere, at least in 1 or 2 areas for sure. You know what I mean? And if they're with one of the other organizations, again, it's one of those things where like PFL, when Bellator was around, even ONE FC, there was a lot of one-off fights and contracts. There was a lot of short contracts. So it's like, it depends. If they're a guy that's like a mainstay, they're going to be good. Yeah. Like if you're a guy that competes in any of the big organizations and you've been in there for more than like 3 to 5 fights, you know what you're doing.
Because you welcomed RDR.
Yeah,
the UFC.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah,
was you guys. It was interesting watching you guys strike each other because you guys are trying to either choke each other out. I was like, what the fuck is gonna happen?
Bro, like what's gonna happen, dude?
Yeah, no, that was.
You were probably, obviously he lost last time, but his toughest fight in the UFC.
Yeah, I think I gave him like, it's like obviously Whitaker beat him on decision too, but I feel like I gave him. I feel like I gave him a lot of trouble. Obviously, he dropped me in the first round. And I came back and I beat him up in the second, and then the third, everyone's like, oh, you could have kept it on the feet. And I was honestly like, I'm either going to win or lose this right here because I knew if I got on top, I'd be good. He, zigged when I should have zagged or whatever, and he got on top, and that was that. Like, I was so tired after that fight. I was still panting in the car on the way home. So it was like, I gave it what I had. Yeah. And like, there's things I could have done in training differently to maybe have better cardio for certain instances, but it was like, that was everything I had.
It was
like,
a dogfight.
Yeah, he made the better decision in that split second, so hats off to him. But yeah, that was, I feel like I gave him a pretty tough one. And then obviously, Brendan was working with us for that fight and definitely helped out for that. So all's well that ends well. But yeah, I got nothing but respect for all my opponents, and then seeing all those guys and getting to train with different people. Like RDR's again had a bunch of fights in ONE FC, multiple championships. I trained with him at Killcliff before we fought.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
like he's yeah, like
you're at Killcliff too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I lived in Florida for like a year and a half, and then I came back. Just son's getting a little older. He's going to get into school soon, and just better to be around family, better to raise a family in the Midwest, in my personal biased opinion. So
since you've been in the octagon with RDR, he had obviously he lost his last fight, but he had a pretty good run. What makes RDR for other people in the weight class so difficult, in your opinion?
His length is definitely one thing. He hits a lot harder than you think. Because I had trained with him before, and like it just doesn't translate the same. But like those Dutch dudes, they can hit pretty hard.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that when he caught me at 10, I was like, oh, I'm out of the range right now. That's why I was just kind of like floating back, and then bam, I was like, oh shit, I'm not. So and it was like, yeah, he can thud when he wants to throw punches. Like obviously that's not his thing all the time, but he can crack when he wants to. He's got a lot of length, and he's really, really good on the ground. Obviously it's much more centered around like Jiu-Jitsu. He's not going to do ground and pound as much, but he knows where he's good. He's got a really good reverse triangle. He's got a really good back control and likes to do stuff from there. And I'm sure he's got a couple like Darce Anaconda variations with those long arms. So it's like if he gets on top of you and gets you down, he's going to squirm his way somewhere and put you in a dangerous position.
I was actually kind of shocked because I was covering a UFC event and he was there. He's fucking tall as shit.
Yeah.
He's fucking
Big.
gigantic.
Yes, I know.
I just felt the shadow over me. I turned around. I'm like, the fuck is that RDR?
Yeah.
He was fighting Kevin Holland that day, and Kevin Holland's a pretty tall dude too. And then when he came, I'm like, this looks like 2 different weight classes.
Because it kind of is.
That's a lot of weight.
I was like, how are you at 185? This doesn't make sense. You need to go to 205, dude. But he makes the weight.
Well, and he fought a lot too, like his last little run. So it's like you can only cut weight and recover like that. And it's like I get trying to like if I rattle these off, he's
Get
probably
the belt.
yeah he's close to a title shot. But you know, hindsight's 20/20, I guess. But like if he's still feeling fresh enough that maybe you fight 2 of the right fights in 1 year and then get the title shot off that. Like if I was him game planning, that'd probably be the way I would go. But like it is smart for him. You first get in, you rattle off a bunch, you get some good guys, get in the good graces of the company, show your face a lot. So like whatever you do after this, now he's got some leeway. So it makes sense.
I want to know, did Holland, do you talk a lot of shit when you fought him in the ring? Or do you remember anything?
No, I do. He did, but like it wasn't mean. Like, he was actually very respectful the whole time. It's like, and it was funny because he's like, "Oh, I'm
You're a
excited."
good father. Good thing you moved your kids to the West.
It's way better to raise them in
Miami,
the Midwest.
no, good thing you went back to the Midwest.
Yeah, no. So this was like before all that. But yeah, he was like, it was funny. 'Cause he was like excited to fight someone from Roufusport because we're known for their striking. I was like, you haven't watched any of my fights.
Did you study my tape?
Yeah,
You know who I am?
yeah. I was like, you didn't look at anything, did you? And I would keep taking him down. Like I'd do little stuff, like I'd be in side control and like bounce my knee on his stomach. He's like, ooh, I don't like that.
It's so good.
Kind of
Like,
hyping
yeah,
you
I
up
know.
a little bit.
Yeah, it was like then almost guillotine was like, "Grr." He's like, oh, that was close or something like that. I'm like, you motherfucker. He's like asking for DC for somebody for help for like getting taken down so much. And that was one where like it was close. And I can't bitch about it too much, but like I thought I got that one. I thought I got the Anders one.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like
Yeah.
it is what it is. But it was like it was kind of funny because like he never said anything bad. It was just like he was
just
still
talks a
talking.
lot.
Yeah, yeah. But it's like it would be kind of. I think he even feel bad if he was talking shit to me because like I'd just be like, oh, come on, man. It's all right.
Maybe that gets him stopped though.
Yeah, he's like, wait, what? I don't stop it.
Before you go, I'd love to get your expert opinion on your division's next big fight, Sean Strickland, Fluffy Hernandez. How do you see that going? And have you trained with these guys or?
I haven't trained with either.
Okay.
I've seen Strickland around, because he's in Vegas all the time, but I've never trained with either of them. I don't know. Obviously, I trained with Brendan, and he fought Fluffy a couple times,
Fluffy, yeah.
and he fought Strickland. But other than that, I don't really have anything to go off of. I would think that Fluffy's going to be able to get hold of him eventually.
Meerschaert way.
Yeah, well, and like he probably does even a better version of it. Honestly, like I watched that dude like even his Delize fight. I was like, that was awesome. Like the shoot punch, like wearing on guys like that.
He's a monster, man.
Yeah, no, like that.
He's a dark horse of the division, I think.
Yeah, for sure. So like I think he would shoot enough and do it in such a way that he'll probably be able to get to Strickland's legs. Because I think it's been a while since Strickland fought somebody that's like really gonna take him down and try to like hang on him that much. On the same hand, Strickland's been a champion, and he does such a good job with his defense. As long as like I think they're close to the same size. Like I don't think Fluffy's long enough where like the leaning will be a problem. And he throws a lot of like the stuff down the middle to kind of deter the takedowns and like gauge his distance. So there's a chance, and like that's the thing. I would think Fluffy would get it, but Strickland does such a good job, like I said, of like guys you never really, even when they want to, you never really see them shoot on him. Mm-hmm. So it's like if it stays on the feet, I could see Strickland outpointing him or like getting the better end of that because it's just what he does all day, every day.
Yeah.
But if Fluffy gets a hold of him, which I kind of think he will at some point, especially if this is a 5-rounder,
Oh yeah.
then I would lean towards Fluffy. Again, would either surprise me? No, but like that's what I would pick.
Yeah, and you'll take winner. Cool.
Yeah, sure. At this point, it's pretty like that's probably what would happen.
You know, like, hey, we have 2 hours.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of them two or some Russian guy they've never heard of who's the next Khamzat. I guess.
Call GM3.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, when can we see you next in the ring, or do you have an idea when you would love to like kind of jump back?
It's the octagon, dude. The
Sorry,
ring.
yeah.
Oh, fuck out of here.
He's
man.
fighting
squared circle.
He's fighting Jake Paul, dude.
Hey, to be fair, a lot of my fights were first in a ring, but that was back when I could like stomp and soccer kick people. So
Oh, they should bring that.
Bring it back.
it does change. That's one
We
thing.
bring it back. What do you think?
It changes how you grapple for sure.
Knees to the head, at
You
least.
mean
huh?
just getting stomped on? Yeah.
That's the like knees to the, I could knees the head to the ground opponent. I could stomp and I could soccer kick, and nothing will make you get up faster than a guy standing above you like, oh shit.
There's a foot.
Yeah, I got
See the bottom of his foot out.
Yeah.
I got to my base one time and took a knee to the head. I was like, nope, never again.
Yeah. Fuck that, huh?
The next fight, what do you think? Around what month? This year for sure.
Yeah, hopefully April or May
do it.
would be
Nice.
cool for me, but you know, I don't really get to decide that. I've been with the UFC for a long time. I always hear about people getting lists. They give me a name and they say, you're going to do this. And I'm like, okay.
Company man.
So, yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Who should he fight next? Let's get up.
Let's pull up the ranking.
Let's get a fight for him.
Let's see.
Because I know you don't like to call, you don't call out people much.
Well, who's left for him to fight?
I know you fought everybody in the UFC.
Yeah.
Go to the women's division. I think at this point.
Kayla Harrison.
Harrison.
At the White House.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I mean, he fought Joe already. Isn't Piper fighting Izzy?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, he's at 14? Wow.
Gregory's fighting somebody.
Costa
Costa's
fighting?
going up. He's going
he's
205.
I mean, you thinking about going back to, going up to 205, or you like the 185 right now?
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Cutting weight kind of sucks.
Ooh, let's
I'm
look
getting
at some
old.
Let's look at 205,
Give him Khalil. Honestly, I don't mind you fighting that Chinese guy. I say Asian versus Asian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do the walkout.
No for that one.
Yeah. Do the walkout. Dude, Johnny Walker, bro.
Honestly, Gerald
it happen.
Meerschaert, Johnny Walker
Versus Johnny
I'm
Walker.
down.
That's sick.
What the fuck not?
I'm down for that.
That would be a fight
That's
that they would have. That makes sense.
Dude, that'd be sick,
Let's
actually.
go.
I think it's a good matchup.
You have an interesting relationship with the matchmaking, huh?
Yeah. I mean, they kept me around, so I can't really complain too
Yeah.
much. But yeah.
A racket is also still there.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like Mick's just like in his office sometimes, and he's like, just wondering, like, let's see if he'll do it. And like, he did it again.
This guy's the man.
Yeah.
But that's probably why you get so many freaking fights, man, is because you always say yes. Because I'm sure that's what everyone says, right? Is like
Yeah.
a lot of guys aren't really down to take the first name that they give you.
Well, that, and I've made and ruined so many parlays, like for the bettors in Vegas. They're probably like, we got to keep him around.
Yeah. Keep
Makes
it
it live.
Yeah,
Pretty
he's making
easy.
so many people so much money.
Yeah.
I would put you against Dustin Jacoby. He just won, but then, kickboxer. I think that would be a good challenge for Dustin.
You might get choked out.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Like fast.
It's a good
I like the
challenge.
way you presented that. It was like, but Gerald might actually win. Thanks.
I think you will do this one. You got anything else? Do you have a gym or school or anything you're promoting or
So I had
protein pack?
yeah, I gotta
Creatine
do
you wanna
crypto
sell?
coin.
Get the
GM3 coins,
I might
dude.
buy that.
No, so
No rug pulls.
I have no gym of my own, but I have an affiliate gym opening up.
Oh, cool.
Hey,
GM3's MMA Institute in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Go.
Green Bay.
If all 50 people there want to come sign up, that would be great. And Anthony Pettis' gym, Pettis MMA in West Dallas, they're going to be part of my grappling affiliates.
Oh, nice.
They'll be part of the system. But yeah, there's the gym right there.
Let's go.
All the guys, all the coaches I trained back in the day, I all trust them to do right by my name. Cool. So it's a great place, great culture. Like I said, know everybody there. Funny enough, full circle moment, and how I know I'm getting fucking old. So one of the coaches there, Alex Brockway, I coached him as like a brand new amateur fighter.
Wow.
And now Brockway is coaching Dante Johnson, who's a UFC middleweight.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, and I work with Dante too sometimes. So it's just like, yeah,
Next gen.
When the coach
Yeah.
your fighter turns into a coach is when the age shows.
yeah. Like, and a UFC guy, I'm like, because someone was like, you work with, like, yeah, he's my coach. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I was your coach.
Shit. That's why my knees hurt every day.
Well, guys, Give it up for the machine.